It's Thursday night. All ye critters, come join us. It's time to continue our flight. There is magic and mystery from darkness. Our friendship will rise. But one thing's for sure, we never give up on the fight. Oh, get ready. It's Thursday night.
So, Bell's Hells, after spending numerous weeks seeking the mysteries revolving the coming apogee solstice, found themselves in the center of essentially the climax of Ludinus the Left's long-term plan. In the middle of this magical detonation of some unknown source, you found your party scattered across Exandria. This half, waking up in the Crystal Sands tundra, on Wildemount, far away from Marquet where you once were. Along these snowy paths, you encountered two companions that have joined you on this journey. One with similar history as FCG, as an Eormaton, and one with a long history with Chetney.
Very long.
You agree to journey together, safety in numbers, to pursue the still not quite fully ascertained nature of the aftermath of this solstice and what Ludinus's plan was. Heading towards the nearby elfin dwarf city of Uthodurn within the Flotket Alps. On your final evening of this journey, Catha is full. And you, Chetney, gave in to the woven urges of your lycanthropy, raced out into the night, while the rest of your group began to gently try and rest.
God, that's right.
Frida, you went to seek this new, unbridled woven compatriot. You stalked him down, drew his ire, and the two of you fought in the middle of the night before this was stopped by the rest of the group catching up, of which you darted back out into the darkness, you wounded from the encounter. But eventually you all managed to return and recover. Eventually, an exhausted Chetney returns, outfit kind of torn open, but it's designed to do that for obvious reasons. Quite a bit of blood just spattered across the lower chin and the chest, and what looks to be chunks of rabbit and other bits of fur kind of clotted on parts of his armor and attire. Chetney, as you begin to kind of try and play back some of the memories, the flashes of events from the night before, you swear there's a part of you that says you fought something. You saw shapes, you heard yelling, and there's like a sense of guilt in your heart as you begin to sheepishly approach the mouth of the cave where your friends have slept and look right up into the face of Deanna, who is still awake and waiting.
You good?
Yes. Sorry.
It's okay.
It doesn't happen very often. Catha, not a very frequent occurrence.
Do you remember what happened?
Most of the rest of the troop is asleep. Frida's coat looks like it sustained some shredding damage, as well as some visible wounds.
Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
They're okay.
How did... But I took off and...
They went to look for you.
Oh, fuck.
It's okay. Shush, shush.
You don't ever...
People are sleeping.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay. They're not mad at you.
I felt like I saw some of it, and I was like, that can't be right.
It's okay.
Oh, I feel terrible. They're okay?
They're fine.
Look, I have to say also, it's not something that I feel bad about your friend, but I like it.
Really?
Yeah, I like it a lot. Yeah, we got pushed around a lot in there, especially in Uthodurn. I was easily disregarded, and I can do incredible things. I can smell and hear and see. It's like being 300 years younger again.
Yeah. That's actually really nice. When we get back there, I never ran into you, but never really made any waves. So it must be very cool to feel cool.
Out here in my own story, it feels cool. I have not been back. And I don't think people would be happy to see me, so I might have to check that fantasy real fast.
Don't worry, I won't let anyone hurt you.
Eventually the rest of you begin to rouse, wake up, and there you see a somewhat... How tattered do you look now after... Did you clean yourself up a bit, or are you still looking like a... Like
look, it's kind of a perma condition of like half
Valid.
fucked up, half fuckable, so, it's...
All right. So that's what you wake up to.
Well,
Hi.
Morning, Chip.
Morning.
You feeling okay?
I am. I ate quite well last night. I hope it wasn't from any of you.
Did you eat animals? Woodland creatures?
I did, yes.
I'm prestidigitation.
What are you doing?
The blood off of
No, it makes me look
I
dangerous.
just know it just makes you look nasty. In your head, you hear, I thought that group we met up with said that wasn't supposed to happen.
Me too, but I think, I'm not sure. I don't know. Katha it's a rare thing, and I usually know Katha Boom, but I thought I was supposed to be a little bit more in charge of it, and I don't think I am as much. Or maybe there's room to grow, work, I don't know.
Kath has been an itch that you've learned to pretty much keep under control. As you kind of like have this conversation and glance out, the faint breaks in the gray cloud cover, the low kind of snow front that's coming in, you can see still that the faint drifting of technicolor auroras in the sky, and you gather that what you carry is a curse, technically. And it seems people keep talking about all forms of magic and weird tend to be a little more elevated during this period.
Basically, it's not my fault. That's the real takeaway here. It's like an allergy, and I don't have any... I'm gonna stop the metaphor. Look, I'm sorry. Frida,
Yes.
are you all right?
I had so much fun.
You
It
did?
was tenuous there, but I enjoyed it, and you were so alive.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm at like 10s across the board in that state.
But I could still feel you and see you there beneath it. I saw you fighting. It was impressive. You're impressive.
That is not the reaction I was expecting.
Well, no harm, no foul. I seem to be okay,
So
minus my
much
coat.
harm.
It's okay, dear.
But,
I wouldn't make any promises that you can't keep.
I
there.
definitely will never happen again. I promise.
Thank you. That means a lot. I did. I was thinking as I was powering off yesterday evening, Imogen, that you were trying to contact your friends. I think there's a place in Uthodurn. No promises, but there are some very learned people there, some magically inclined people there, and I think maybe they might be able to reach out to your friends, or they might know someone who can, or maybe be able to steer you in the right direction in regards to this magical
Anomaly.
block. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds wonderful. I hope that they're not suffering the same fate that we are right now, but, I mean, anything would be good.
Chip,
Yo,
you bit me last night.
what?
I am now also a werewolf.
You're in the pack?
I'm in the pack. I'm just kidding.
What do you mean?
I did
About
it. You
the
didn't bite
tattoo,
me. You didn't
or-
bite me.
Okay, don't tease.
I am stifling a panic attack because I think it's the first I'd heard that a bite transfers like lycanthropy. Do I see the very obvious bite mark on my friends?
You see some of the scratch marks and some of the wounds that have, healed through magic and just the natural process of the automaton. There are some marks around like the shoulder that kind of was hidden by the collar of the coat a little bit that looks like puncture wounds.
I think when I put the death ward on you today, it stings like a sunburn. Just a little stressed out about it. Like, here you go, buddy.
That's, I didn't want to say anything yesterday, but I didn't realize how comforting it was to have this done every morning. Yesterday you did Mr. Buckapee and...
A mistake I will never make again.
No,
I'm so sorry.
I think you're free to put your death ward on whoever you like.
I didn't, but at the one time I didn't, he almost ate you, I think.
Which was kind of exciting.
Stop saying that!
It's okay, dear.
You're good.
I'm better than good. I feel alive.
Wild.
I know.
Alrighty. You gather your things and prepare for your journey to Uthodurn?
Yes.
Yay!
Alrighty. You managed to travel through the mountain range following the paths that you're very familiar with, safely avoiding any sort of visually distinct hunting grounds for larger beasts, and kind of staying to some of the open spaces to make sure that none of the glass blades that are keeping eyes on the exterior of the mountain accidentally take you for any dangerous individuals that are wandering close to the city unapproved. But eventually you do begin to approach the base of the mountain that contains the city itself, just as the sun begins to get low in the sky, which, while you can't see it directly, you can tell the temperature and color of the clouds beginning to dim with the end of the day. Eventually you come around to what looks to be a massive courtyard with like century buildings and towers that look out. You can see there are cloaked figures just kind of keeping an eye. You can see there's this tall, thin, elven man who has this, like, his features are very definitively elven, but he has this thin goatee that kind of like travels down the chin. It comes to a long point that's kind of blows in the wind. His hood goes back and he has kind of this receding hairline towards the back, kind of Bill Murray-like hair. And you can see he's wearing the attire of the glass blades as he looks upon the rest of you, and the other ones around are also similarly armored. Weapons kind of not drawn, but definitely hands at the ready before they look over. What's your business in Uthodurn?
We're returning from a journey.
I've
We'd
seen
like
you
to-
around.
Yes.
All right, you mean, so who's your friends? Where'd they come from?
These are old friends, and we met them on their way to Uthodurn, actually. They're here to trade a bit.
So they'll be under your care, and you are,
Absolutely.
Yeah. We're great here. Thanks so much.
All right, then. Continue inside. He steps aside, and they kind of
So easy.
move off to continue their patrol. Walking past the exterior of the glass blades towers, you head into this set of stairs that leads up into this large opening. What it looks to be almost like an archway, and then there is a descending staircase, this like wide 15-foot wide staircase that immediately cuts downward into the darkness of the mountain below. Here, as the stairs kind of open up into a much larger archway, you're immediately greeted by this massive neighborhood of numerous structures and buildings, homesteads, that run a gamut of, stone-carved dwarven domiciles, small, medium, large, built into the sides of the actual mountain walls themselves, built into the sides of pillars. You can see these large load-bearing pillars that look like 20 feet across and almost 100 feet tall that kind of meet the ceiling of this large carved cavern. And you notice as the road kind of carves through, and there's this road that you're standing right now, you do see a sign to the right, as well as other signs that kind of lead to different parts of the neighborhood. It is marked as the Ogden Trail. This carves centrally down, and you see the entire city is built in this slow, gradual, descending corkscrew motion. So you can only really make out this portion of what you now know to be the volition disc. You can make out dwarves, elves, primarily, in a unique mixture of cultural sharing. There are normally along the streets numerous kind of glowing, enchanted baubles. They're kind of like the ever-burning lanterns that light the city. Many of them are dim, dark, non-functional. The city seems darker than what you remember being around. And while there are people going about their business in life, there is also, as you begin to kind of wade into the crowds of people, an occasional tension. There's kind of like an anxiety in the air. People seem to be kind of just walking and breathing with attention.
Mr. Pockapee, welcome home.
Thank you. This is quite strange.
It's a bit different than what I remember, and I haven't been gone as long as you.
No. The lights are quite dim.
They've never been this dim.
It's not supposed to be like this, huh?
I've never seen them like this, no.
It's a little weird. I can fix that. And I'm gonna cast light at the top of my, big walking staff.
Guiding through the streets, you pass through the majority of the volition disk through the neighborhoods. There are some large arches. You can see these mass stone arches that go over the center of the main trail, which itself is like a 20-foot wide cobblestone walkway. Eventually, you come to the end of this where you can see there are these massive pillars and what looks to be a giant iron gate that is held by these incredibly thick metal chains, just probably a dozen or so that are all fixed to large cranks of some kind. But it looks like this is one of a number of fail-safes where they can actually separate the various portions from the discs from each other, should they need to defend and back up into it. Beyond there, you can see there are more of, it's almost like the neighborhoods fill even thicker, except here now it is industrial. It is mercantile. Here it is a heavy business-oriented portion of the city here on the Deliberation Disc. A lot of the businesses are closed.
I would also want to keep a wide berth from anything that goes near Oldcar's chest.
That's where Chet.
Okay. Oh, well, if you're going through continuing the Augur Trail, you'll be able to see it to your right. It looks like it's been expanded upon.
Son of a bitch.
Wait
Wait a minute. The way they've...
What you looking
There's
at,
a second
Chet?
floor.
Oh. Go in and say hi to your...
Fuck no.
Why?
Because I bloodied the owner, okay? We were
Is
real
that who you
tight.
stabbed in the knee?
In the hand, him. Yep.
Who did you stab in the knee?
I should not talk about it this openly on the street, but the owner of the shop and I, we made incredible wooden toys that children loved. And then wooden toys kind of fell out of fashion, and there was a son of a bitch who came in and said, kids like things made out of metal.
Oh.
And he wanted to start sharing some of the ownership of the store, and I didn't take it very well.
Oh. Why did you blame your friend?
Well, and he was kind of like an instructor to me. I learned a lot from him, but he forgot his roots. It's wood. There's a purity there. You don't have to do the thing that's in vogue.
You're yelling.
I'm sorry, you're right.
No,
Thank
you're
you.
good.
Thank
I'm
you for
just-
keeping me in check. That's
you're
true.
good.
I
That's very
appreciate it.
No one's going to force you to do anything, but if you have a relationship with this person, it's never too late to try to repair
Open them
it.
up from...
To try to repair it.
Yes.
You can see the Annual of Smeltborn. There is, eventually, not far from the Plexus Post, the site of the Vellum Steeple, which in itself is this massive curving tower of blue marble that seems to almost glitter and shine, and what little bits of light kind of hit it from the undersides of the city as it kind of curls up into the ceiling of the city, as it kind of curls up into the ceiling of the...
Oh, that's a neat trick. Fresh cut grass.
Thank you.
Welcome. I
You
can't
also
do that.
step inside. You can see there are some low lantern, actual lanterns, oil lanterns. Immediately you can see these kind of high walls with kind of carved alcoves with candles that are lit and placed up in there. There is nobody at the front desk at the moment.
Excuse me! I've been waiting here.
The door swings open and you see this older dwarf gentleman with faintly pointed ears who has this kind of long pointed nose that extends about that far beyond this well-groomed mustache. Looks a little frazzled at the edges. He's wearing these long robes as he kind of looks out. Terribly sorry, I didn't know you were waiting. What do you need?
We have some questions.
He looks back in the room, closes the door. What's happening all over the place? Everything's stopped working, at least a lot of it has, for no reason.
Well,
Some sort of mass
Go on.
Magical disenchantment seems to have come through the city and a bunch of things.
Is there someone in charge that we could possibly speak to?
Who are you?
We are a group of scholars
Yes.
that would like to pay to have some research performed.
Kind of looks at you for a second, puts his glasses back on and leans in. Oh, you're certainly not a scholar from around here, eh?
No.
Just say that to people? What is wrong with you?
No,
Do y'all have any means of contacting people at a long range?
let me go talk to someone. Hold on, just hang tight. Close the door. We don't want people just wandering off the street. We're technically not open to the public at the moment. You can see there are two doors to the right and left that kind of lead into the back of the structure that are both closed. You went through the one on the left, and that's about all you can see.
So, this is typically like a place of knowledge and research. And from what I remember, you can pay to have certain things searched for. So money talks and bullshit walks a little bit here.
You are very lithe and quick
Uh-huh.
and quiet. I think, is there any way you can get back there and find out what they're discussing?
Yes, and I will give I'll give 200 gold to Deanna. We just make sure, and if they come back, is anybody looking at me? Can I look around?
There's nobody else in the room but you guys.
I go invisible.
Just the faintest squeak of the metal as you all watch the knob turn and the door opens up slightly. A beam of warm light kind of filters through from the crack as you kind of sneak in and close the door behind you. You glance into this next chamber. There's like a balcony and some overlook kind of catwalk walkways that go on the sides, but there are all manner of books and shelves and boxes and containers and scrolls and papers. It is just a mass collection of information and relics of some kind. There are a number of folks rushing around in similar kind of robes.
Do I spot the elderly gentleman that was helping us?
You do. You see him amongst the crowd. And there's about maybe 15 individuals in here.
wow.
Some of them are just currently going through books. Other people are like pulling things off shelves. You can see there's kind of a heightened, almost an alertness to everybody in the process of just looking up things throughout the interior.
Busy newsroom almost.
Kind of, that kind of vibe. He walks up to one figure who's down on the bottom floor and is currently at the edge of a table with a few other figures, kind of looks to him, sighs, and you see this figure is an elven woman, looks like short platinum hair that's like in a pompadour, sets her breath and begins to walk up to head towards the entrance where you came from.
Oh, Imogen, someone's coming. Elven woman, platinum, dope-ass pompadour hairdo. I think she's coming. I'm gonna stay here and see if I can just pick up a general vibe about what's happening.
All right. Someone's coming.
The rest of you hear the door open, and the elven woman walks out, closes it behind her. I've been notified that you're looking for a specific kind of work. First off, I'd like to know who you are, what your business is, and what it is you're seeking. We're in a bit of unique times.
I don't know if you noticed. I'm sure you have. That's probably why everything is as hectic as it is here, but there's been a lot of changes happening. And we recently lost the ability to contact some very important people in our lives. It's all of us that try to do it are suffering a lot of static.
Oh, welcome to the club.
So you're suffering the same.
So it seems, though, we are not certain if this is spread farther beyond Uthodurn. It's only been a few days.
We know that it's happening on Marquet as well.
Do you know this how?
We were there a couple days ago, and we saw the beginnings of it there.
And then all of a sudden we weren't, with no explanation.
Poofed over here.
I do hate solstices. From what we can ascertain, there is a citywide, if not beyond that circumstance, how do I put it? A deep diminishing of divination. We're in the process of trying to see if there's been a pattern in history of such a widespread loss of magical capability, but this is, so far, unprecedented. All forms of divination in the realm of auguries, clairvoyance, communing with divine entities, contacting other planes, even scrying seems to be barely functional, if at all. A number of long-standing and up until recently thought permanent enchantments seem to have been disabled, including long-set circles of teleportation.
Damn.
A lot of our means of mass transit and travel through other locations across Exandria have been cut out from under us, and we've lost contact with most of the outside world.
Good magic.
Pardon me, did you introduce yourself?
No, I did not. I'm Scrime Warden Resia Uvesik.
You need your best minds working on this problem, right?
And they are.
I don't think so, because these are your best minds. These people have experienced whatever you're trying to figure out.
We've all experienced some very confusing hardship as of late. We have a number of very astute and learned individuals researching this as we speak. If you are willing to share information, perhaps information can be shared in trade. However, we are not in the business of losing business, as after all we do need to maintain funding for our research.
You're worried about money during an Applebee solstice? What is wrong with you?
Applebee's?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear when you said it what it was before, so I kind of just ballparked.
I've told you what we know.
I guess if everyone's cut off from everyone, then we don't have to worry about people coming after us for saying the wrong thing anymore, right?
I don't think so.
You're gonna want to write this down.
Right. So you give the general gist without the specific details necessarily. You watch.
Things could be bad.
Right. There was quite a bit of discussion of a number of individuals across Wildemount and possibly beyond utilizing the solstice for ill. To seem that this definitely concludes that somebody succeeded to a degree. Well, we have sent a number of parties traveling outward towards nearby partnered cities, as well as to Rosona and the Empire, to see the scope of what their impact has been as well. But we are unfortunately bound by the speed of physical travel.
Do you have still the capability, if we wanted to pay you for research, is that something that can still happen?
It depends. Understand, right now, the reason that the doors were closed is we're scrambling to figure out any possible route to this loss of Arcana, and the information you provided is possibly a very hopeful thread that we can fold into this, and that's greatly appreciated. We can pay you for what you've provided.
Oh, wonderful. Maybe it can be an exchange. Because I would love more information on Ludinus if we can get it.
Right about this point, you all feel like a heavy rumble, like an impact in the ground, like just some sort of loud thump that is both felt and this loud kind of metallic echo just kind of like fills the space outside of the building.
What's that?
That you?
What?
I don't know. If you'll excuse me, I need to speak with the rest of my wardens. Good day, please.
Okay, thank you.
I'll look
Bye-bye.
into this
Ludinus Deleth.
Ludinus Deleth figure.
Please.
Yes, come back. They head off into the room and close the door.
Jenny's still... yeah, I sent all that. Jenny, there's some rumbling and... Listen. She's on her way back.
While you are wandering through here, sure enough, people are just pulling out scrolls and books, and they're reading, going through history, trying to look through, like, year after year, archived notes of moments and magical events, loss of enchantments. They're shouting at each other, and it's all of like, is that all you can find? Like, I'm trying, I'm looking at it. Look, calm down. And then some people are just getting frustrated. Some people are napping. That's when you hear and feel the large... A couple of books, fall off the top shelves and impact. Somebody dodges one, and everyone just kind of goes...
Oh, that's not a good reaction. Okay.
And everyone kind of looks to each other. Well, keep working! Down below and underneath, there is a double door that looks like it leads to a more well-kept and important chamber.
I might not be able to help myself, so I'm going to head up to the door.
Yep, you open and look inside, and you can see this is a smaller... it looks like an office or a research chamber. There is a large table or desk that sits, and you can see there's a number of books put up on it. There are a couple of chairs on the sides and one large back chair that sits on the other end, all empty at the moment. Just as the door opens, and you see the scribe warden come in with two other figures, and goes and, like, you just barely manage to dodge around the side as she kind of walks in and sits in her chair, you now realize, and kind of turns around towards the other two figures who are in the robes well and goes like, all right, one of you go and research Ludinus Deleth, the martinet of the Dwendalian Empire. Look anything historical. We have information that perhaps he's involved in what has transpired here. The two figures nod and leave the room. They sit down and go, and start rubbing their temples.
Nice.
We'll start slowly tiptoeing out of the office.
It's about this point that you hear Imogen's voice in your head.
She's coming back. She's coming back and the stuff, and I don't remember everything I just said.
She's already back.
In my head. I'll get to the door. Did it close already?
The door is closed, yeah.
Okay. Before I open the door, I'll go, Ludinus. And I'll open the door just to whisper.
Immediately goes and looks forward to the door as it opens up. Immediately she scoots up around the table and goes rushing towards the door as you scoot out, and you watch as she emerges holding onto the hand, like kind of looking out into the chamber. Closes the door. You hear it lock.
I'll start heading back up towards the front desk area.
The rest of you. Eventually the door opens and you emerge to meet up with the rest of your troop.
Yeah, they're doing the research on...
Okay, great.
On Ludinus. I forgot that the king and queen here, one is an elf, one is a dwarf. They formed a union because it was the elves scattered from Molismere. It was a long time ago, but maybe we could try and make an appeal at the... That's
To the
crazy.
king?
I don't know. Maybe.
that a
Can we
queen?
skip the diarchy and go see what the big sound was real quick?
Oh yeah. Let's go do that.
You go charging out of the interior of the Vellum steeple and out into the street, and you can already hear like a lot of voices as you kind of head towards the auger trail to the center. You can see people are emerging from their homes and they're like asking questions, like, "What was that? Did you hear that question?" I know. Look, and everyone keeps kind of looking in the southward, kind of downward slope of the continued curvature, heading further down the Liberdisk. People, of course, are like filtering out of their homesteads and buildings. You can see like there's kind of that tension is now elevated to confusion and fear. You begin to see where the crowd is thickest is towards the end of the Liberdisk, where you can see a mass of glass blades and what you recognize to be royal guards, clustered, sweaty, and nervous, all gathered on the outside of the sealed metal gate to the Grand Disc. You can see they're pushing folks away and telling folks to go back to their homes, shouting, "Please step away, stay back. And you can see as they keep doing this that there are small tunnels, like doorways, that are on the sides of this gate that are also open, and more soldiers, and you can see nobles and other figures are rushing through. They're looking nervous and scared and like sweating as they're like pouring out, basically filtering out from the Grand Disc. There is a front line of glass blades and royal guard that are kind of like keeping most folk away, and you can tell now why. Because in the center of that group is a number of council members, and currently sitting and talking amongst them is Queen Simone Frunast and King Imethan Taviel, who look also spooked and are trying to calm, at this distance, trying to calm some of the individuals around them.
Is there any soldier close by to grab and just ask what's happening?
There's one like at the front line as you approach, like pushing people away. It's like, "I'm sorry, you have to stay back. It's not safe.
What happened in there?
Something's attacked from within the palace."
I'd like to get up high and see what I can see. If there's a building I can climb on top of.
Yeah,
or
you
a tower.
can quickly like go off the side and climb up to one of the nearby rooftops. The chains have been released and this kind of thing. You hear against it
I'm gonna
again.
cast mage armor on myself.
Okay.
See a little monkey.
It does appear to be impacts from the opposite side of the gate, the large metal gate that's down, sealing off this entryway, like between the pillars that are there. And you can see them now closing the doorways of folks. And people like, don't close them off. There's still folks in here. Like, we have to close the door.
I'm going in. Let's just go. Come on, we gotta go through.
The kind of looks towards you. Who are you? No, you have to get back.
The Queen's lady in waiting is in there, and I'm being sent to retrieve her. Can I cast Fast Friends on him?
Yeah, if you want to.
I'll do that.
He goes, oh, well, then please go ahead quickly. Look. Be careful. And he kind of just scoots you past.
It's romantic.
Can we run after her? Can we run after FCG?
Yeah.
You all start running after FCG, and it kind of closes the gap. He goes, you have to get back. You have to stay back.
They're with me. We're all with the lady in waiting.
What's in there?
Go.
Get in.
You now are entering what looks to be kind of the entry road. This portion of the Augur Trail that leads into the Grand Disc, and it is beautiful, if still. The road itself widens. The road is well kept. There are a number of small pillars that kind of line the sides. It definitely elevates to guide you into the Grand Disc with the sense that this is an important place. Other than the smattering of guards' bodies that are strewn apart and blood scattered across the center of this walkway.
Did we just trap ourselves in here?
Yeah, we did because FCG decided to run in.
Listen, we can't communicate with our gods, so we have to act as if.
So we just have to face it.
What? No, I'm just saying we need to take control of our own actions and act in a way that would make our gods proud of us. And this is bravery.
That thing, whatever it is sealed in here with us.
You see one person who's kind of off in the corner. They're back against this side of the gate. Who's like.
Spare the dying immediately.
Yes.
You approach and see what looks to be a young half-elven girl, probably in her early 20s, mid-20s or so, wearing the royal kind of sentinel gear, the same armor and such, but you can see she has suffered a huge gash wound from her shoulder across her chest, and the armor itself is punched inward towards her rib cage. You see she has short brown hair, and her helmet is off at this point, and she's just kind of pretty much was accepting her fate before you approached, and she kind of looks up to you, blood down the side of her eye.
What did this to you?
It was this fucking statue in the Citadel. It just came to light, started killing folks. We had to rush everyone out. It was already close to the king and queen. We barely got them out. Lost a lot of men.
Where did it go?
There. Oh. And they point, and you kind of turn and look, and just as your kind of globes are kind of casting out, you can see down the roadway, following their line, you see the back end of some sort of quadrupedal, faintly glowing beast that is just walking beyond your sight.
Did this, what exactly was the statue?
I don't know, it's just been decoration. I think it was one of the great beasts.
Just stay here, and if anything comes, just play dead.
I can do that.
Okay, it doesn't know we're in here right now, which means that we can launch some sort of surprise attack on it.
But do you think we're going to be able to take down a creature that a ton of royal guards weren't able to?
That's what I was thinking too. It seems
we've got something that they don't.
Done.
What, friendship?
They changed me.
I was gonna say friendship.
What's powerful about that?
Come on, you of all people know the bonds of friendship and how it can affect the world and affect change.
Yeah, you lose people. They just disappear, or you disappear.
Well, that's not gonna happen to us.
This is the sort of positive talk that we need before we go after
Pep talk.
the sentient creature that's
We've also got the element of surprise. That friendship in that.
And the Citadel, for those of you who haven't been here before, when you think of a citadel or a castle or a structure, it definitely, rises up to a tower point. This the base, or at least the mass of its structure, seems to stem towards the ceiling. It's built like a massive stalactite that descends and turns like this kind of, almost like a crystal tornado that is locked in place, that has all manner of long pillars in the bottom that kind of hold and support from below, but it kind of just swirls down from the top of this 100-foot ceiling below, and then eventually embeds itself into the ground, where you can see there are a number of staircases that lead upward towards it. Glancing at this beast, you can see it's emanating this like soft kind of reddish purple glow, and what you see looks like a massive bull. It is just rippling with strength and mass, from bottom of hoof to top of shoulder, probably about 8 to 9 feet tall. Its horns, from where it joins from its skull and curves to the front, these massive piercing points. Each horn probably is about 6-7 feet long. As it moves, you can see almost like parts of its body are immaterial or kind of ethereal. Almost like you see like starscapes in them, or some sort of an energy throughout the body. And then when it gets angry or thinks it sees something, and crashes its horns into one of the nearby pillars. It cracks and breaks open. Its body seems to take like a physical form upon the impact before it kind of drifts back into an ethereal state. And it looks like it's just kind of stalking around, looking. You see it kind of just pacing around the base of the citadel.
I'm gonna cast invisibility on myself. I'm gonna be so
You better
quiet.
be careful.
It's now ascended the initial stairs and has entered the citadel. As you step up the stairs, you can see the double doors that lead into an interior chamber that are broken outward. And you can see they're kind of, the stone itself is broken and kind of partially off its hinge on one side, blown from the inside out. And glancing inside, you think you can see here, sitting in the heart of the citadel it would be at this point, kind of about 3 stories up from where you first ascended the stairs, there is what appears to be some sort of a throne chamber. Then above that, you can see 2 thrones. 2 of the pillars have been smashed off of their platforms, and there's just stone scattered around the ground near the entryway of this chamber that currently the massive great beast is kind of encircling. It's just slowly moving around like it's searching.
Okay, I'm just gonna, while I'm in here, I'm gonna just open my mind up and see if I can sense the thoughts of this beast.
There's no language to pick up, there's just emotion. You sense anger, frustration, confusion, and fear. Longing. And it just kind of cycles through those in a different pattern. It's creature impulse. It seems to be lost, and sad, and then furious, and looks out. And it looks past you, and for a second you feel your blood run ice cold, and it just seems to like turn back around and then circles around and kind of like settles around the base of that kind of broken center part of the entryway to the chamber.
It seems kind of dumb now, but are there any plaques?
It looks like the kind of cracked and broken pedestal that it's kind of almost kind of wrapped itself around the back side of does have a plaque. Do you speak Elvish?
No, but I speak Dwarvish.
Unfortunately, you cannot read what this says. But you do look within, you can see like within this throne room, there's the destruction, there are... it looks like a fight has definitely taken place here and it has been abandoned. And the creature is just kind of settled itself here because it doesn't know where else to go.
You're gonna hear in your head, FCG.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely lost. It doesn't know why it's here. It doesn't know what's going on.
Move in.
All right, move in, but be really quiet. I'll
We
let you
always
know
are.
if it seems like he hears you.
I'm gonna use tongues. on myself.
Okay, so you cast tongues on yourself. So as you all begin to like quietly enter the sides of the chamber, kind of trying to keep to the shadows and off the edges, using the pillars to kind of separate you from the beast, you all hear the familiar of Fern's hooves across the stone. The creature.
Shit.
I need y'all to roll initiative.
Whoa.
Wow.
Hey, Matt, would you
Oh my god! It's a
That's bad to see, actually.
That's bad to see.
Oh no!
I prefer theater of the mind, thank you.
As it notices you, Fern, kind of like already being active as your arrival, as you all kind of stealth in, and it looks over towards you. Its somewhat ethereal form seems to solidify, almost like a muscle flexing and hardening. It all of a sudden takes a more physical form.
Oh.
As it snorts, you can see black clouds of smoke kind of billow out of the sides of its nose as its star-like burning eyes focus on you, and it runs towards you. That fear strikes you, and you, in the moment, can't find the strength to move. This beast is barreling towards you. It slams its horns into you, gores you, and throws you back. You go flying back 20 feet.
Oh god, you broke through the wall!
It knocked you into a no-clip. You are prone on the ground currently.
Oh, fuck.
All
As
right.
it and then turns around and is going to, as a part of its multi-attack, it's going to do is turn this way and back hoof, try and strike.
Oh no!
Why the disrespectful?
You're gonna get kicked?
You put your shield on, it just glances off. Even just the impact on the shield sends you like to the ground, and you realize the strength of that. I mean, that could kill a lot of people in one hit without an issue.
I am going to cast Dominate Beast.
So, at the moment, it just kind of looks towards you. It was about to like go into a secondary charge, and then just kind of like drops. And it's for 1 minute, it is charmed by you.
Whoa!
If it stops, can I try to telepathically speak to it?
I'm gonna go over to it and just start trying to pet him.
Wild.
While.
So you move up to it, kind of bloodied, and reach out and start petting it. All right. It is charmed by you. So as you start petting it, and as your hand touches it, it's odd because it's like physical when you touch it, and then your hand almost passes into it about an inch or so, and it feels like you're running a hand through water, but it's warm. It kind of shakes into it a little bit. You're reaching into its mind.
We're not here to harm you. I can tell you're lost.
And as an action, I guess I'll try to speak to it
Okay.
and say, if you can understand me, tell us where you want to go and we can try to help you get there.
You don't hear language, but you can suddenly understand what it's conveying. And it says, I don't know how I got here.
Oh,
I need to
Get home.
Is he from like the Savalier one?
what?
Just south
The
of here?
Savalier, I don't know.
That's the closest forest, but it's all fucking ruined, or has been for a couple hundred years! Hundreds of years!
This massive, terrifying beast looks, I don't want to say childlike, but at least has a sense of abandonment and being unmoored. Okay, you get up to the plaque, you go to the throne. You can see it's scarred and marred from where this entity was previously, but there is an elven plaque along the base of it that reads, "In memoriam of the fall of Malaismere."
That isn't the Savalier wood, that is!
we can all understand it because of tongues?
Well, it's odd because it's not speaking with language, but you feel like you're hearing it. If you think back on it real hard, there's no words, but you can understand it as if it was.
And I'm gonna say, I know a thing or two about being ripped out of time and space and wanting to get back home. But you can't hurt anybody anymore. If you work with us, we can get you where you need to go. But these are innocent people.
They attacked me. I was scared, and I don't know these people, and they attacked me, so I attacked them.
Oh, that's fair, baby.
I imagine
Yeah.
they're just as scared as you, if not more scared.
You're inside, very deep underground, which is maybe why you're feeling a little bit stressed. It's bad. It's bad.
I'm gonna kneel in front of it just to have a very sort of passive
Show him your tummy.
position. Yes, reveal tummy. Just scritching.
You don't wear underwear.
His scritching the chin. Just like staying very passive.
The minute is past. Ooh. And your dominate beast fades. Ooh. As it does, they kind of like
just kneeling head on the
like
forehead.
now like dull burning flame in its eyes flares back into a completely in control red as it kind of like gets back up.
Yeah.
Show me where out is.
Okay, buddy.
Well, we can't just show up at the gate with this thing.
Some of us can run up ahead.
I was the Sentinel beast.
Oh, shit.
Do you have a name?
Umudara.
Do you think you...
Now it's this way. Let's just slowly walk it out.
Hey, can I get a ride? I got little legs.
Oh.
Oh, shit.
Got this, buddy.
We're gonna parade this thing up.
They're gonna be
Is
scared.
there another way out?
I'm still looking behind the throne for like a safe room or a panic room or a lever or anything back there.
I'm just saying that we defeated this thing with the power of friendship. That's all I'm saying.
Shit! He's right. He's absolutely right.
Totally
Wow.
right.
Now, all we have to do is be able to like communicate with people through the gate.
It can't speak.
It can't speak. I don't think it can speak. Yeah, maybe just politely knock and just say through the gate, things are better. Things are better. It's not attacking.
Okay. The volume doesn't quite reach beyond the iron of the gate, but your force of will and mental communicative abilities allow you to press this information into the mind of some of the guards beyond the iron. There's a moment where you start hearing some raised voices just ever so muffled beyond the other side. There's a pause. Before dust and rust settles as the chains tighten on this side of the gate, and it begins to slowly rise up.
As it rises, I'll throw another calm emotions out to those folks out there.
You can see there is about 200 or so armed warriors who are dressed in various degrees of the Royal Sentinel attire, as well as hundreds of glass blades that have all kind of mounted ready for this thing to come through. But the first they're there, as soon as it starts opening, they're like, they have their shields up and their spears at the ready, blades out, ready.
It's okay.
So, you said about a beast. You've stopped it. You've killed it.
We haven't killed it. We've just calmed it
We've
down
calmed
a bit.
it. It just wants out. That's all. It's not gonna attack. It was just frightened.
A voice back goes, "What?"
I know.
It's power of friendship. See, we just talked to it.
There's this one elven gentleman who looks old, grizzled, like short gray hair. One eye's a little bit clouded, and he has just like deep set features. Looks like an elderly David Bowie, but like battle worn. This is a very decorated individual within the Royal Sentinels here, and this is one of the thankfully one of the figures that was near the door where you came through, and goes, "Don't worry. I can't tell you why, but I feel like I can trust him." He kind of gives you a look. The rest of the soldiers like, "What?" They're not going to argue with him.
Okay.
And they all begin to slowly back up and back up and back, give a wide berth. But, pardon me, they're not backing down. They all still have their weapons at the ready.
Is there anyone in charge that I can speak to that can command everyone else?
That would be me, miss.
Wonderful. And you'll make decisions.
I can.
Then please stay right here. Don't attack as he approaches, and I'll help you understand.
Kind of like gives you a stern look. I don't know who you are, but if there's a single sign of provocation, we're gonna put the beast down. We have to protect people of the city.
Of course.
Back up!
I'm gonna... Umudara. Can I just... I'm gonna start pulling out some ribbon. And then just tie it around his neck to make him look real cute.
Oh, just so much cuter.
That's a lot of ribbon.
So much cuter.
I'll allow it.
This is not a leash. You can take this off at any time. I just know that bows just sort of relax people. So I'm gonna hold one of the ends. Are you ready?
And we cast Aura of Life so that there's like a ray of sun on it and it just sort of feels warmed by the sun. And also, if anyone tries to attack this thing, we're gonna have a problem.
I'm gonna watch everyone around this thing, and if anyone gets a little fish, jumping, froggy, I'm gonna jump first.
The gate eventually pulls up to about a 25-foot gap from the floor. And as it lifts up, the shadowed interior of the base bottom disc is revealed as a bright ray of sunlight suddenly encompasses this celestial beast, this massive, unique once protector of an ancient forest comes stepping through with an entourage of unique characters as its peach ribbon adorns its neck. The bright warmth that washes over it sourcelessly from above as you all step around it. The entirety of the military force of Uthodurn that is gathered here is backed up, and you can hear the continuous kind of mingling sound of gasps and what the fuck.
I'm just gonna press the digitation and they're gonna hear, as the beast comes close.
There's a lot of that tension in there too. There's a lot of people that are like, the only thing holding him back is that that Elven general that you spoke to has his hand up like this, telling them all to stay their hand. And as much as their vengeful mind is torn, they follow orders. As they all step back, the people in the streets that have scattered out to their homesteads now begin to poke out their windows and looking at this display of this beast just stepping through the street. This unexpected parade that begins to climb up the Augur Trail and draw the attention of numerous, just the peoples of Uthodurn, carefully watching, but also not missing the opportunity to witness whatever the heck this display is.
Anytime anybody seems to get frightened or there's an uprising or anything, I'm gonna just hit them with calm emotion so we can kind of keep it calm as we go up.
Indeed, there are bursts of conversation and fear and the occasional scream or cry of a child, and you watch the beast kind of turns its head. And
it's okay. You're doing so good.
And there is a tension to it as well, but then it kind of keeps its head high as best it can and just keeps kind of clomping up. Passing through the Liberation Disc, you can see all the various forges and hearths that have been put out in the proximity of this imposed shutdown begin to alight once more as word begins to spread almost ahead of you of this unique thing that needs to be seen carefully. As you begin to see more and more faces gather, you also see the procession of the Royal Guard that surrounds the elevated visual range of the king and queen atop one of the temple floors, kind of looking off and witnessing this, arms crossed and kind of talking to each other quietly as they watch this unique presentation, climbing still up to the top of Uthodurn. Now you can see the army has been flanking you this whole time too. They're moving with you to ensure that if anything happens, they are ready to leap in. That tension never fully cuts, but it does relax the closer you get to the exit, till eventually you come to the entry staircase that leads up, and you can see the dark of night above, the gray-coated sky of clouds, the occasional breakthrough. You can see the stars and the light snowfall that's just starting to kind of coast across the top of the mountainside, as the beast eventually rises to the top and kind of
You did so good. And thank you for walking like that when you passed my neighborhood. They were so jealous.
But eventually, as you reach outside, and the glass blades that are outside immediately really?
And
they stop and
What do you think you're doing that everyone down there didn't do?
They've been outside this whole time. Yeah, what the fuck's happening?
Bro?
But as you emerge, the beast kind of looks out and looks over the surrounding territory.
There you go.
Do you want us to go with you?
Where?
To the south. That way.
Might not be there anymore. We don't know that though.
Okay.
The plaque did say in
You
memorial.
don't have to be alone if you don't want to.
It looks off in the distance, kind of sniffs up into the gently falling snow, and thinks,
Good luck.
right as the spell begins to
Miss you.
begins to clop off into the snowstorm, kind of on its own in a southward direction through the Flatcat Alps.
He'll be fine. He can fight things.
He can. He's
Definitely
out free
better than
now.
him raging around and just continuing to kill everyone down there.
Meanwhile, Chetney, what are you up to?
God, I'm damn. Let me get all up in that wood throne. I just want to check it, feel it. Also put my initials on the lower left rear leg.
There are alternating emeralds and rubies across elements of the wooden throne here. The wood itself is carved from a type of tree that used to exist in the woods now known as the Savalier Wood. It is a unique mixture of pale gray bark with almost like a deep maroon second layer of. It almost looks like a venom symbiote in ways. How it wraps around like this hardened sap that kind of climbs up and twists around it, but it's all hardened bark on it. And you can see there are parts of it where there are emeralds and rubies kind of built into it with runic elven symbols and sigils along it.
Damn.
You can pop some of those out.
I almost feel bad carving my initials into that throne, but not enough. Anything under the rug before I start to skedaddle out of here?
Looking beneath the rug, as you pull it up, there is what looks to be a symbol of the All-Father, like kind of chiseled into the ground. It's this symbol of the dwarven form of the Allhammer. They're holding what looks to be the handle of like a double-headed warhammer. And the handle looks like there's a gap beneath. You can almost grab it. You grab the handle and pull, and as you do, it pulls up, and the back door behind the two thrones lifts up, and you can see what looks to be a spiral staircase that descends out of here. Just as you begin to hear the sound of Sentinel soldiers now reclaiming the palace.
I want to see what's in the room.
I take the scythe and I'm like, I start smearing like blood all over myself. Okay, now I got my story, and I just go down the spiral.
You are now beneath the disc into a long tunnel that emerges after a long kind of curving walk through a small chamber. It kind of like climbs up into a chamber that is about 5 foot by 5 foot, and there is a stone handle in front of you.
Yeah, I'm doing that, yeah.
And the hinge opens, and you step out of a 6 foot tall stone base for an elven sculpture of a tree that is near the entry gate of the disc. This is a hidden escape for the king and queen.
I'll go ahead and I'll creep out this way if I can.
You go rushing out as soon as the hand goes, "Hey, you! What are you doing?"
Help me!
Oh God! Oh God! Someone!
Life is so fragile! Please help! I am so
This person has no reason to not believe you and just immediately ushers you back into the deliberation disc. As you now begin to kind of weave your way, bloody and such, people are like, "Oh God, are you good?" People are like, "Sir, do you need help? Do you need band?
I can see the veil.
Quick!
Father!
Jarina, bring the bandages, quick!" And people begin to gather and tend to your wounds. That's one of the near-fallen soldiers of the battle of the Grand Disc of Uthodurn. While the rest of you watch off in the distance, the celestial entity of Umudara, the sentinel beast, trudges off alone into the distance, vanishing into the softly falling snow of night. and then think, should maybe check in on Chetney. And that's where we're going to end this episode.
Hey!